Welcome to Tyrannosaurus Riffs. My name is Brandon, and today we're going to check out the KSR Orthos 2. The Orthos amplifier was designed as a more streamlined version of the Gemini. While there is no MIDI or advanced control built into this amp, there are still some cool features. So let's take you across the front of the amplifier. You've got your input, your channel selection for your clean or lead. Your clean is going to feature a gain, bass, middle. You've got master volume 1 and 2 bright switch, treble, and a level. For your lead channel, you've got gain 1, your crunch, gain 2, your different feel knobs 1 through 6, for different cabinet responses, bass, middle, your bright switches again for 1 and 2, and then you've got your master 1 and 2 volumes with your switch to select which one that you are on. Now if you have the foot switch, you can do it that way as well. Your top and bottom are going to act more like a presence and resonance, and then you've got your standby and your on-off switch. Across the back of the amplifier, you've got your power input, and then you've got a fully customizable LED lighting section for your clean master 1 and 2 and your lead master 1 and 2, so you can change the colors around the best way that you see fit. You've got your foot switch input, your effects loop assignment for master 1 and 2, clean and lead. You've got bias test points, speaker outputs, your load impedance for 4, 8, or 16, your effects loop send and return with levels out for both 1 and 2 again. Now this amplifier is powered by 4 6L6 power tubes and has 6 12AX7 preamp tubes. Now as usual, there are chapters below, so if you want to skip around through the video, you can do that. But before we jump into the demo, let's check this out in a quick mix. I hope you're all doing well out there. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. If you've been with the channel for a while, then you know that I demoed a KSR Aries a few months back, and I really liked that amplifier and wanted to pick up a KSR of my own. Now, the only reason I did not want the Aries is because I wanted something with more channels. So this is a 2-channel amplifier that I very, very much find usable, almost very close to a 3-channel. And I'd like to jump in and show you that right now. So the way I've got this set up, I know that you're not here for clean tones, but that's part of why I wanted this amplifier actually was the clean tones. So I'm going to show you 2 clean riffs. I've already dialed it in kind of the way that I like, and then we'll kind of move on to the high gain stuff. Now for the signal chain, we've got an LTD EC-1000 with the Fishman Fluence Devin Townsend pickups. This guitar is tuned to drop C. We are running straight into the Orthos Mesa Boogie oversized cabinet, and behind me we've got a 2-notes Torpedo Captor X to capture the audio for a better audio representation on your side. Now for the clean tones, we're going to be using voice 2 of the Townsends, which is a low gain single coil on the neck pickup. Sounds nice, right? Now, that's just one kind of a bright way to use it, but let me show you what's going on the amplifier real quick. So I've kind of got the gain set in the middle. We've got the bass right at noon, the middle more in that 3 o'clock position, and the treble in that 3 o'clock position as well. We are on master 1, okay? So I've got the bright switch in the up position, but we are going to switch over to master 2 and check out one more riff with these settings. Now, like I said, we'll only do the 2 riffs, but because I do feel that a clean tone is important, unlike a lot of other high gain amplifiers, KSR actually put some thought and heart into this, because I feel like this channel actually has a soul, where a lot of the other high gain amplifiers out there don't necessarily have a great clean channel. There are others out there with some pretty good ones, but the Orthos clean channel is definitely a top 2 high gain amp clean for me. Again, like I said, we'll move on to the gain, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and switch back to Master 1, because while this is a 2-channel amplifier, I kind of feel like I've got 4. Now when I say 4, what I mean is it feels like the clean has 2 and the lead has 2. And what I mean by that is with the different master switches, you can kind of move stuff around a little bit. Not so much with the clean, you can just kind of change your bright switches. But with the lead channel, each one has its own gain. So you can definitely set up some different types of rhythm lead kind of tones. But let me show you how I would use it. Now that's kind of my preferred preference, but let's go ahead and switch everything around to noon just to kind of see the tones and check out the different features of this amplifier. We'll leave the level alone, but we'll go ahead and change the top and the bottom and see what we can get. Now we do have the feel knobs, which is going to be a different kind of response from the cabinet. So I'll kind of show you those. They're a little bit hard to hear, but you can hear them, in my opinion, a little bit better than I could on the Aries in the room. So let's go ahead and dial this in and check that all out. That definitely gets a little bit too bright right there. So you can definitely hear some subtle differences with the feel knob, but let me show you a couple different ones. And one more. Now for the lead channel, less gain than I would normally like. I really enjoy that tone. It's nice and tight, it's crunchy, sounds exactly the way I would want it to sound. Now, again, going on to the almost like a 4-channel thing, this is where it can be cool if you've got the foot switch, which I do, not hooked up. This is what can happen by switching to the higher gain master. this is the area that I would hang out the most personally, but let's definitely check out some riffs and mess around with that feel knob again. Now that spot's gonna have a little bit too much of a bottom end response for me, so let's try another one. Like that. That's probably my favorite spot for the high gain stuff. It's a little bit tighter to my ears in the room, but let me know what you think. This thing's super nice and tight. It's very colorful. It's very open. It's very punchy. It's got aggression. It's got its own flavor for sure. I think I said the same thing about the Aries. Kind of has some rectifier qualities, but not quite. But it also has some almost PV aggression as well. You know what? I'm going to compare all three soon. I think this is what I would call a middle of the road amplifier, somewhere in between a rectifier and a PV 5150 kind of thing. Now I could be way wrong. Maybe I'll film that and I'll completely take this back, but we'll see. You've probably heard enough of my just riffing around, new boot goofing. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me to check out the KSR Orthos 2. I'm a huge fan of this amplifier. I definitely would like to get more KSR stuff on this channel in due time at some point. Maybe some pedals, more amps. I definitely want to try just more of their stuff. I really am a big fan of the two amplifiers I've played. I just like this one a little bit better than the Aries because it does have more versatility. And I'm a big fan of the tones that come out of this thing. So, like I said a couple minutes ago-ish, watch out for a video coming up to kind of compare the high gain of this, a Badlander, and a PV 5150. Let's see if it really is kind of an in-between those amplifiers kind of amp. I love amp. But anyways, again, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your time. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.